Hey guys, we're back. Just put the brisket on the smoker right now. Show you guys. It's on there. Got a little water bath going. Got a little burn ends action going on over here on this side. A little extra piece that we had cut off earlier. Just a real simple rub, equal parts of salt and pepper, as well as half part of granulated garlic, and also half part of Spanish style paprika. Just a real simple rub to put together for it. A little water bath. We're going to let this roll for about 11 hours. Smoking today using a Traeger pellet grill, and using a mix here of pellets that is half hickory and half pecan wood. So nice little combination. I like the smoke that it imparts, and it does the job. Be smoking a little over 200 degrees today, about 200, 215. So I just wanted to give you all a look at this. You guys have any? We can answer any questions for you as well. This particular brisket is about 11 pounds, about 11 and a half pounds. We trimmed probably roughly about a pound off of it, of some excess fat that was on it, and some excess, just some parts that would end up burning. So we went ahead and trimmed those up today. Made just kind of a nice simple rub. We'll let this sit there and smoke for roughly 11 hours. Basically, it's about a pound per hour. Sometimes, today it's going to be in the high 90s, low hundreds. So sometimes it'll cook a little bit faster than that. So we'll come back and check it at about 9 hours from now, 8.5 hours from now. So we use water in the smoke chamber just because it'll help it to give it a little bit better flavor, as far as keeping the chamber a little more moist, and so whenever our finished product's going to end up being just a little more moist and a little bit better. So we'll keep I keep a water bath in there. It's not 100% necessary. For a long time, I've been smoking meat for over 20 years, and for a long time that I didn't used to use it. I'd leave a little more fat on it. Now I trim a little bit more of the fat off of it, and then I keep a nice water bath in there, just to keep the chamber a little more moist during the cooking process. Also too, kind of depends on, here we're in far west Texas, and it's real dry and real hot. So I think that kind of helps. I think if you're more central Texas, not as necessary because it's a lot more humid. Or if you're at different places around the world or around the United States, if it's a little more humid, you may not need it as much. Here where it is extraordinarily dry and very hot, I tend to put one in there, especially for the longer cooking times and stuff like that. Also, we'll put it, and it's just a regular old water bath, and I put it over where the heating element is, so that way it'll just sit there and kind of cook it, keeps it a little bit more moist. We did like I said earlier, a real simple rub for those of you that are just joining us. It's equal parts, so basically 1 cup of salt, 1 cup of coarse ground pepper, a half a cup of granulated garlic, and a half a cup of Spanish style paprika, and doing that just to give it a nice little flavor, kind of enhance the flavor of the meat. Here in Texas, we try not to cover up the meat too much. We really want the smoke and the actual flavor of the meat to really shine through. So that's one of the things that we do here in Texas that's a little bit different than other parts. And again, barbecue is subjective, you know what I mean? So there is no one way to do it or no one way that it has to be done. We can do barbecue a lot of different ways, and there's people that like using a lot of different spices and, everything in their rubs, and, I'm not going to say they're wrong for that. I mean, I think that that's one of the things that, if they're happy with the flavor that they get out of it, that's great. Here in Texas, it's more about the flavor of the meat itself. And, barbecue sauce isn't going to be served on the meat. It's going to be served on the side. If you want to add a little barbecue sauce to your meat, you can. But really here, it's just truly about imparting the most amount of flavor that we can, in regards to, getting that flavor to come through as much as we can. So salt and pepper, I mean, sure, you can't go wrong there. It's going to really enhance the flavor and give it a nice flavor, added to, and it goes from there. But, really, you can do a lot with it, when we're making like pork baby backs or stuff like that. We're going to put a little bit more into it, so we'll put some brown sugar into it. I like a little bit of minced onion also added to it. So stuff like that is, to me, I think is really just helps kind of enhance the flavor of the pork. I also on pork, you saw on the meat here that when we did it, there's no additional coatings or anything like that. It's just rubbed directly to the meat. Whenever I'm doing pork butts or I'm doing baby backs or something like that, I'll add a layer of yellow mustard to it. And I really like the bark that it gives by doing that. And then again, it's just additional flavor. Pork's kind of one of those things, kind of like chicken, you know what I mean? It's really good at accepting flavor. So it's one of those that you can add a lot of flavor to. And so, I mean, if you haven't had good pulled pork, I mean, with that vinegar sauce or even a mustard sauce, I mean, that is just right. I mean, it's really, really, really good. Brisket, on the other hand, I don't really like to add too much sauce to it. I mean, if someone just has an amazing sauce, then we'll add it. I made some the other day, and I did a Jacking cherry Coke type barbecue sauce, and it was real good. And people loved it and everything like that. For me, I'll take the meat, just the meat, but sometimes if you're feeling like you need to get a little saucy, then you can add that meat to it, or the barbecue sauce to it. So again, like I always tell everybody, there's no right or wrong. It's what do you prefer, what do you like, and just make what you enjoy, you know what I mean? So when you're trying different barbecues, I always approach it with a real open mind, and I do that because I want to see what it's going to be like, and I like to see what that particular barbecuer or pit boss or guy had in mind whenever he was making his particular product. And so to me, that's what it's all about, is approach barbecue with an open mind, try different things, and that way you can kind of see what really grabs you, what do you really like, and you go from there. So kind of giving you guys we're using just a easy to find Traeger pellet grill. We have a 50-50 blend of pecan and hickory. We're smoking a little over 200 degrees. 215, which is 213, 215, which is right exactly where I like it. You want to have that kind of clear smoke coming out of it. You don't want to over smoke the meat. And then this is our so we have 11.5-pound brisket. Cut off a piece over here to make some burn ends. And we have a little water bath in there just to kind of help keep that chamber nice and moist. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any other questions, I'm happy to answer any questions on anything that you guys want to talk about. Barbecue, Texas, anything that grabs your attention. We'll be back here a little bit later today, probably about say roughly 6:30 our time, so about 9 hours from now, 8.5 hours from now, and we'll check it out again. So hope you guys have a great day. Get out there, eat some barbecue, make some of your own, and really do appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by.